Hello everyone. This is part two. Sparring all the heavyweight champs. The first one was more about how I got to spar them, how I found them, how it happened. This is more about them as fighters. People have commented saying they want to know more about them, I guess. And I also forgot Wladimir Klitschko. I'm not sure how. That's 4 heavyweight world champions I sparred. I forgot about Klitschko. Don't know how. So again, we'll go in chronological order, which would be Anthony Joshua. But you know what? It was just so long ago. It was so long ago, and the fighter that I sparred is just not the fighter that we see now. I don't think he'd not even become British champion at the time I sparred him. I don't think. I think no, he hadn't. No. So it's very difficult for me to make comment on the Joshua I sparred. He was super fast and he was super fit. The one thing about him was just how fit he was. He was fit. He was muscle bound and, people like Tyson Fury, weightlifter, all the rest of it. Unbelievably fit. Unbelievable. I wasn't in the shape. I couldn't really push him. We sparred 10 rounds. I couldn't go at a pace to really push him, but he was just unbelievably fit, at it all the time. Proper professional. I remember when 2012, it was like, look, I'm winning everything. You win it all after me. But the difference between me and him is, I bet he'd be a better athlete, stronger, fitter, all the rest of it, but just work ethic. Kid Galahad and Anthony Joshua, the 2 hardest workers I've ever seen in the gym. Kid I trained Joe Aiden now, he's got a similar work ethic. That's why he's going to go far. Work ethic of him was unmatched. But it was that long ago. It's so difficult for me to say because I didn't spar the world champion, Anthony Joshua. I didn't get to spar that version. I sparred the Olympic gold medalist version and the novice pro. And what stood out was just the fitness and the work ethic and the way he listened. Ron McCracken said something, he would just do it like that, and that's special. Being able just to pick up instruction and execute it. That's what probably impressed me most. Looking back now as a coach now, that's very impressive. At the time I just thought, this is a bloody fit, strong, and he was fast as well. His hands were fast. That's what impressed me at the time, but it was that long ago. Fury, the last fight with Fury was a long time ago, but I sparred a world champion Fury. And the thing with Fury is, with Tyson, he punched so hard. And I always used to say that Tyson was the biggest puncher I ever sparred, and no one ever believed me until the Wilder 2 fight. He could punch really hard. And like I said before, I was lucky really because he never really, really set about me, But on times where he would sit down his punches, he hit really hard. But he would be weighing 19, 20 stone, 6'8", 6'9". I'm not sure he's 6'9", 6'7", I would say. He could really punch. Everyone knows he can move, he's clever, he's awkward. Great reflexes for a man of that size. Movement unbelievable for that size. But he could punch. He could really, really punch. Physically strong as well. Physically stronger and hit a lot harder than people think. People think he's not a puncher. Like the Usyk fight, didn't really show any the physicality of him and the power, which I thought was the right thing to. I thought he went about it the right way up until halfway. But he could punch. I think that would surprise a lot of people. With Klitschko, so I didn't tell this story the other day. With Klitschko, I sparred out to Spielker in Poland and I came home and got a phone call off Klitschko's team. And they said, how tall is this David Allen? To my manager at the time. I said, I'm 6'5", tell him. So anyway, 6'5". So anyway, they booked my flights. I think I flew to Munich. Got picked up at Munich. Drove to the Alps. Wonderful, wonderful. I told this story. I was on Soccer M a few years ago. The food was amazing. It was unbelievable. I was only there 5 days. I got sent home after 5 days because they realised pretty quick I'm not 6'5", and I was probably 4 or 5 stone overweight. Did a few rounds with Klitschko. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. The best footwork I've ever faced. His feet was incredible. He was in distance to punch. I was never in distance to punch, ever. I just moved. The ring was awful. it was that padded and spongy, it was uneven. You could trip walking around it, it was that spongy and padded, it was awful. But I ran, yeah. I never landed a punch on him. He didn't really land a punch on me because I was off, I was moving. He made me work though. I was the first man in. Yeah, they got me in, I think, to have a look at me. Jane Bashir, I think his name is. I think he coached Usyk for a while as well. He cornered me, and he said, "Wow," he said, "You're really good." I thought I didn't feel it at all. I just ran. Yeah, his feet. Oh my god, feet was incredible. The jab, the right hand, all the rest of it. I never. Obviously, watching box, he had a brilliant jab, fantastic right hand. Did the basics, brilliant. But when I was in there with him, his feet was incredible. It was so fast. The best feet. Usyk is agile. Usyk's movement is incredible. But what Wladimir did with his feet, he would just eat up the ground. He would just be in your face at all times. His left hand would be 6-8 inches from your face at all times. You could not breathe. He was just suffocating me. And if I wouldn't have got through 4 or 5 rounds, and he wasn't hitting me, I wouldn't have got through it because I was just blowing. Wouldn't have got through it. His feet was incredible. I said it about 8 times. It's the truth. He was incredible. And I sparred a Klitschko. That was for the Pula fight. I got an old Klitschko. I know over time he got better over time, and he learned his craft, and he got a way of doing things that worked for him. But I got an old Klitschko 2 or 3, 4, 5 years before. Would have been awful. He was incredible and a real gent as well. The food was amazing. He paid me the best out of all of them. The money was the best. The food was the best. Where I stayed was the best. And he was a good bloke, really good bloke. And then Usyk. What Usyk was good at, Usyk is clever. I never hit him with the same shot twice. I always say that. Incredibly clever. Unbelievably fit. Fit and clever and tough as well. Yeah, for him, it wasn't. His movement was good. He was a solid puncher. He wasn't the strongest. He's not really a 10 out of 10 at anything, but he's like 8 or 9 across the board, you know. I always say a 6, 7 across the board is high level. He's like an 8 or 9 across the board. You know, there's nothing. I don't know. It was a weird one. He was just clever, and then very, very, very good at everything else. You know, there was no real flaws. People say the body shots and all the rest of it, but we all get hurt by body shots. He was just clever and ridiculously fit. You know, and because he was smaller, the pace he could work at for real big men. I'm not a really big man, but for big men, the pace he sets with his feet, you know, when you try and match that, if you try and match him with them feints and with his feet, you blow yourself out. If you don't match him or you can't match him, you get circles run around you. He's just very, very, very good at everything and superhumanly fit. And that's why he's undisputed champion of the world. Out of all 4 of them, I felt like Fury was the best I sparred. But I sparred him all at different times. I sparred Usyk just as he got to heavyweight, only just. I sparred an old Klitschko and I sparred a young Joshua. But I probably sparred one of the best versions of Fury. So 4 unbelievable fighters. They're the 4 heavyweight champions of the world I sparred. I sparred numerous other world champions from other weights, but they were the 4 world champions. And that's why this looks like this for the most part.